Well, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. We have another splendid offer through Arbrook Cares. We have a guest speaker. She's like family to me, Miss Jackie Jones. Oh my God. Some of y'all may know her as the mogul from the financial industry as it pertains to mortgages. I tell you, she has a wide span of experience, and we want to talk to her today about impact. Impact. This is the new company that she is servicing, that she is with. And we'll talk about the family services and the health sharing that she has, all of the perks for us, y'all. Us. It's some hidden nuggets. It is value right before our eyes and under our fingertips. A lot of services that have been missing and ways for us to capitalize on wealth, health, and all of that. So, Miss Jackie, I wanted to introduce you to some, present you to others. Would you please go ahead and just take the floor? We're going to have a very authentic conversation, and I'm going to bounce in with my questions, but let people know who you are, what you represent, and what you're offering today.
Thank you so very much, Roz. I truly appreciate the opportunity to meet with Arbrook Cares, and we definitely have some great information that we can provide to individuals. A little bit about Jackie Jones. I've been in the industry for over 30 years on the mortgage lending piece. And what I have identified is that throughout all of my career and working and traveling and meeting great people like yourself is that we can all bring additional benefits to each other. And I felt like this was an additional way to not only inform the community about health sharing versus health insurance, but it is also an avenue that could be used to build residual income.
Wow. So, like a two in one or a three in one. I tell you, when you start talking about health insurance, especially with those who have not had it, have found it hard to obtain, or just don't care about it really until what? We need it, until something happens. I kind of want you to come from the angle, Jackie, and I'm sure you have lots of information to support this. First, can we get into the psychology of why the subject of healthcare is so intense, and what do really people need to know about this health, this new transitional health savings that differs from health insurance?
Excellent, excellent question. Number one, throughout my career, I've seen loss of jobs. The breadwinner loses their job. Um, Illnesses happen. And when illnesses happen to the family, whether it's the breadwinner or not, I think we saw from 2020 the effects that not having health insurance or health coverage was detrimental. And one of the things that Impact did when the reason that they're so different than health insurance, think of health sharing as you would think of a bank versus a credit union. A bank and a credit union offers the same services. However, the credit union is for the community of members that they have. Health sharing works exactly the same way. It actually establishes a savings account for the family. Some of the main points that I want to get out today is this. Number one, it covers the whole household. So it's not individualized as if you are with an employer or if you're self employed. This coverage of health sharing will cover insured individuals, uninsured individuals, self employed, unemployed, I-10 employees, and individuals over the age of 65. Something that leaves a whole market of individuals that can now have health coverage versus not having it or paying a lot for it.
Wow. I love that you broke it down as though a credit union would be compared to a bank because a credit union basically serves its members. So you buy into the credit union and whatever services or financial services they're offering, it is to its members only.
Yes.
How is this more beneficial than how the structure of insurance, health insurance works?
So, number one, cost. We will save individuals for anywhere from 200 to over $1,000 a month from what they're paying. Number two, it covers the whole family. So say that, I'll give you an example, a teacher married with a family, but most of the time, someone in that family household is going to work for a job because of health insurance. They know they need it, but their paycheck takes all of it or the majority of it, the way that the current market is set up. Number two, there's no open enrollment. So an individual that joins Impact Health Sharing today, their coverage will start October 1st.
Wow.
The other is that there's no doctor network. We're in 27 countries, all 50 states, and in on 5 continents. What does that mean? You're out of town traveling. Now you don't have to worry about what hospital to go to or what doctor to see or what specialist to see because you can see any doctor. There is no doctor network. The other fantastic thing that Impact did in comparison to any other health sharing that has ever done before, that's why I say they are the Uber of health insurance, health sharing. They are the Amazon of it because they put the technology behind it so that individuals, when they make a deposit, when they're making their monthly payment, they're making a deposit into an account of theirs. It's owned by them. So one of the things I want to tell individuals is this: it's a savings account. Because I tell you, every employer, if I've worked for them, I know that I've paid into the health insurance. I did not get a check in 90 days when I left. With Impact Health Sharing, if you decide that you want to leave and go and do something else, any funds that you have in your account will be sent to you in 90 days. That's unbelievable, unheard of in the industry, period.
Jackie, I'm waiting on the punchline. What's the catch? What's the fine line? Because this is almost too good to be true. I took a few notes for some questions I'd like to ask based on what you just said.
Mhm.
So, did I hear you say that this health savings plan can be layered with those who already have existing health insurance?
Correct. So I'll give you an example of a 65-year-old. The requirement there is that they have Medicaid, a Medicare Part A and B, and D, if they prefer D. So once Medicare pays all of those funds, if something happens to them, then that's where Impact will come in. So they can carry Impact. There's a cool thing about being over 65 with Impact. Majority of the individuals will pay less than $100 a month for their coverage. So the other caveat is this: a family comes in your normal insurance world, you have deductibles. In the health sharing world, you have what is called primary responsibility amounts. They start at $2,500. So it provides a family the opportunity to meet that primary responsibility amount, and everything after that, if something happens, they're covered. So for illnesses, accident, medical injuries. Now, if you want to say that this is a catch, here's the catch. Health sharing is for healthy people. 89% of Americans are paying health insurance that are healthy. So that 11% that's left, it's not for them. The one thing I will tell you is this: individuals that have had a heart attack or were struck with cancer or something detrimental like that, and they want to still get impact health sharing, they can still get impact health sharing, because what will happen, impact will not be able to cover anything that is within a 3-year time span.
Okay.
So if they have not been diagnosed or treated in the last 3 years, they still can be covered under for cancer. They still can be covered for heart disease. However, if they have they're within that 3-year span, the one thing that impact health sharing will do is take care of reviewing the high cost bills that come related to those particular incidents.
Excellent.
So that's another plus. I can give you example after example where individuals have had a hospital bill for $12,000, $22,000, and end up paying less than $2,000 or $1,000 a month.
Mhm.
We have a family of 6 out of Waco, Texas, that husband and wife together was paying $2,600 a month for health coverage. Receive the same quote coverages and more, because we cover mental health, we cover adoptive assistance, we cover maternity. So they receive the same coverage plus more for $626, covering the whole family.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Story after story.
So they just got a raise. They gave themselves a raise and they covered their family with health insurance.
Absolutely.
I see you guys finding ways to save people money. That is amazing. So you mentioned that no in-network doctor requirement is required to use these services. However, is the plan recognized as an acceptable insurance when people go to the doctor's office or the hospital?
Absolutely. There's a code on the back of anybody's insurance card, but also on the back of our Impact Health Sharing card. There's a provider code that every person in the medical field recognize. They call that number to know that they're going to get paid. Here's another caveat about Impact Health Sharing. The doctors are coming on board with Impact because they get paid in less than 20 days. The majority of the time, it takes anywhere from 30 to 60 to 90 days for doctors and hospitals to get paid. So everyone, this is a win-win all the way around.
So I don't know if this is proprietary information. The doctors that are coming on board with you guys because they are paid quicker, do you negotiate a heavy discount for charges charged to your patients with these doctors?
The discount comes, that is one of the pieces of software that Impact has. They take that bill and they will run it through that software and contact that provider and say, specifically for hospitals, they will tell them, okay, here's the amount that is recognized for you to pay, for us to pay you. And that is how those bills are lowered. Just, it's ridiculous the amount that we're being charged for things. And we can get it legally done with Impact and to get it lower.
So who's absorbing those costs if the doctors are still being paid what they want, I presume, and the savings are passed on to the customer? Who's absorbing the difference?
Um, That's a very good question. I would not know to be able to give you that part because I don't work with the back end of it. But what I will tell you in answer to part of that is that um, what we have been, what have been in the system for so many years is high cost.
Yeah.
And the lowering of that cost is really what it should have been all of these years. But we're so used to being overcharged.
Mm,
And what Impact is doing is really showing the industry behind the curtain, so to speak, what we
gotcha.
should have been charged in the beginning,
You
all
know,
along, I should say.
absolutely. With the rise for senior living, senior care, and like you said, to the extent where Medicare, Medicaid may not pay certain expenses, do you find that if a senior needs a medical assistant or a CNA to come in, does this cover that?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's excellent.
It and the other thing that I want to say is that we cover I-10 as well. So a resident or non-resident can get coverage for their family. It covers the whole family. So I what I think of is every household can have a savings of 200, 400, $600 or more a month. And we're saving businesses as well, hundreds of thousands of dollars with small businesses that have less than 49 employees. And it's just phenomenal. We're saving churches. We just had a video I can send out to you where we saved a church over $100,000 a month and saved the church from having to lay off their teachers because they were getting ready to increase their grade levels from second grade all the way up to 12th grade. So it's just phenomenal story, one story after another.
So definitely for entrepreneurs, small business owners, organizations, nonprofits, this is a solution.
Absolutely.
This
And
is
it's savings.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So do you customize plans for those organizations where, they pass on a portion of the cost to their employee or, directors, or is it just individual?
That's a great question. Um, I am going to plug in my computer. I thought it was plugged in before I lose power. So give me a second here. I apologize.
Y'all, this is amazing information. Please, if you come back on the replay, if you're here now, be sure and drop those questions in the comments for Miss Jackie. I know a lot of people will come back on the replay, and we definitely want you to please share this video. Thank you, Miss Jackie. You're back on.
Thank you. That is a great question because what most companies have been able to do is if the previous insurance that they were paying was maybe $200, $400 a month out of the budget of the individual, they're able to now give their employees a raise and pay for the coverage 100% and put that $200 or $400 back in the budget of a family.
Man, so this would put some small business owners at an advantage, even with their competitors, because whereas they may not have been able to offer opportunities, health opportunities to their people, now they can. And
And
you know what? If we have coverage, people will be more apt to take advantage of preventative services, right?
right,
Where we can stay healthy. And so that we're not in an emergency or crisis situation. And thank you, Mr. Hugh, for saying, Mr. Cooper on LinkedIn said he's very excited to hear about this amazing information. And if I might say, Mr. Hugh, you are a veteran. Is that correct? I remember, I have a good memory. I think Mr. Hugh is a veteran
mhm.
is it Houston area? Somewhere in there. Nonetheless, while we're talking about veterans, do you guys, I know veterans have their own medical care, but is this a subsidy for them as well?
Absolutely. It is a subsidy for veterans. Just had a veteran come on board that a lot of times what happens with veterans, and I know this for sure because I live with a veteran, um, they are having to go to specific doctors instead of most of the time specialists. If it warrants a specialist to look at, they have to go through a lot of paperwork, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of bureaucracy. So, what happens with Impact is that all they would need to do is take their Impact health card to that specialist and see them, not having to go through the VA at all, as long as their primary responsibility amount is met. And that is what we walk you through. And I want to say this, the key thing to impact health sharing is I have a staff of people that will go through and answer any questions that you may have. Once you go to the website, you just go in, you can put in a quote and get an immediate quote. You can contact me and I can set up a time to do a quote for you. And the key thing that I keep saying is it's for the whole household. And it does not
The
matter. Three
whole
plus.
house is covered.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just so excited. I have maybe three more questions for you, and I know we're going to wrap it up because I want to hear about the cha-ching side. I want to hear about the residual side. So, um, hmm. So, is this backed or governed by Texas Department of Insurance, or who's over? Who does this? Who do these services or administrator report to make sure that they are in compliance?
Absolutely. Impact health sharing is has nothing to do with the insurance market. In order to service our customers, you don't have to be licensed. So it's not by the insurance commission at all.
Oh,
It's health sharing. And keep in mind, health sharing has been around for over 40 years. Normally, it was related to families helping families, certain religious organizations helping each other within that same sect of religion. So it has been truly, truly um, phenomenal the way Impact is now taking that box of information and providing the technology behind it, the tracking behind it, so that individuals, you can see how much money you have in your account at any given time. You can see what families you're helping because it's a family helping a family. It is just like a community or credit union. It's a community of people that have come together to help each other with their cost.
mhm.
And we're talking, we haven't had that I know of anyone over $1 million, but over $1 million is covered. So it's it is just so exciting to me to be able to educate individuals about this so that they can learn more. The money piece or residual piece, I love talking about it because you
Well,
get paid.
I have one more question before you
Mhm,
start that.
mhm.
And I know the disclaimer is we are not a tax accountant or CPA, and please do consult with yours if you need a further educated opinion. So, are these amounts that are paid in to monthly for health savings, is it tax deductible?
That's a very good question. I've never been asked that. So I will have to get back with you on that one.
Okay, no problem.
You got me on that one, whether they're tax deductible or not. That's a
No
very good
problem. So let's get to the money piece. I see you, Mr. Hugh. Your comment is we wanted to relocate. We got you. We your broker. As soon as you get that paperwork done, we will be happy to serve your real estate needs. Miss Jackie, come on, drum roll. Let's talk about the money.
boom, 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 boom. So um, here is the key. A person, in order to offer impact health sharing, has to complete an accreditation. It's online, open book that you complete. Once you sign up as an independent business owner, it's a $299 one time. that a person pays to get signed up and $25 a month for their website. Once they have that information and get their accreditation completed, and they're ready to start offering these services. When you do, you get paid on every individual or group that comes into or signs up under your website. 25 to 50 individuals is about $500 to $600 a month. Residual income coming in, not one time, every month. When that primary responsibility amount is paid, you get paid your residual. However, the sweet spot is this: 200, this is going to blow your mind. 200 will net you over 5 figures a month, residual coming in every month. Now, you say 200, Jackie, that's a lot. No, actually, I'm talking to a business that has 35 employees, one that has 15, one that has 7, a nonprofit that has 4. So when you put those type of numbers together, 200 is nothing in comparison to what will happen. And I will tell you this business will make Amazon seem like nothing.
Wow. My goodness.
I truly believe that. That's why I'm so excited about it.
So not only do you get something crucial that we need in our life and offer it at a savings, but the same person that has enlisted your services can turn around and be a business owner and offer this to whomever they want and earn residual income.
And I get paid on my own impact health sharing every month. When I pay my primary responsibility amount, I get paid on my own. And that is what our whole concept is about. That
So then your residuals could take care of your primary amount that you owe.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Correct.
So in essence, you have 100% free healthcare.
There you go.
Don't take me long to get it. What have I been waiting on?
I don't know. Timing is everything.
Come on, now that's what it means to lift as we climb. Number one, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be wealthy, and we're going to be wise. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to pay it forward. We're going to empower others.
Absolutely.
Not the same formula, but I just see generational health and wealth coming out of this model. And I thank you, Ms. Jackie, for being a catalyst and staying at the forefront in community. Always offering something of value. I know if you're doing it, it must mean something. So, because you're not going to waste your time.
Well, it's for me, I will tell everyone it's about legacy, because my residual income is passed on 5 generations deep. Our residual income with what I do is willable, sellable, and transferable. So you can will this 5 generations deep to your children and change the trajectory of your whole family for the rest of your life. That's what I plan to do. That's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say a bit of selfish, but if people have questions and they say, well, I heard you on this podcast on this date, then Jackie, I want you to remember that they came through me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We definitely want you to leave your contact information because I am going to get with you and get signed up because we can have coverage, not enough. We can have not enough coverage. My husband does carry insurance on us. However, there's some things that are not paid, do you come by and act as a co-insurance as well?
Absolutely. That's the
See, these are
it's
solutions.
it's so amazing. I know it doesn't sound real, but you know what? They questioned Fred Jones when he started Federal Express. So hey.
I'm telling you. But aren't we supposed to be those marketplace solutionists, those marketplace ministers that provide answers to, people in our community? That's what we're supposed to be doing. And
I truly feel like it is a ministry. I
it
truly do.
is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yes, the name is Impact. IMPACT. That's correct, Jackie.
Impact health sharing. Correct.
Sharing. Yeah. So look it up, Mr. Hugh, and let's connect because I would definitely want you on my team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, want you on my team. So, Jackie, how can people reach out to you?
My website is www.JACKIE, the number two, the number one, Jones, JONES dot ACNIBO.com. My phone number is 214-906-2728. Just let me know that you were on this call and that you heard Roz and I. And Roz and I will get together. We want to make sure that everything flows the way that it should flow.
That's awesome. Thank you. Taking
Thank
care of
you.
one another.
Thank you.
Healthy, wealthy, wise. We're healthy, wealthy, wise, and generationally rich. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So thank y'all for coming, for listening, and for those who will come back on the replay. I'm Roz Booker. I am the principal broker, CEO of Arbrook Realty, and also the director of Arbrook Cares. That is our nonprofit. And we want to make sure we collaborate with people like Jackie, who are inspiring, educating, and empowering our community to be holistically well. Yes, we want to make sure people have sustainable growth and equity in real estate, right? But we
Absolutely.
also want to make sure that we are around, well, and alive,
Yes.
thriving in our health in order to do that. So
Yes.
she is a resource to us in our community. We absolutely love you, Miss Jackie. Thank you, and
Love
make
you.
it a great day.
You too. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.